What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Welcome back to another one. Hope all is well. We're gonna go over. I heard some news here. I saw a list. They said a bunch of content creators are on the list of possible litigation in the future. That's what I heard. So let me let me talk about this really quickly because um, it's really how you talk about things, it's how you word things, everything that matters. It's just that in the past, like content creators really, some content creators got sued in the past. I remember Tasha K was one of them. Cardi B went after her. As people know, that was one of the more famous cases involving a YouTuber. So there's certain things, I call it misuse of the truth. Some people call it different things. Like, for example, let's say if you say, well, I think such and such did this allegedly, you can't really do that either. Like, as far as, just saying allegedly. Um, it's just all in how you word things. Like, for example, I can't talk for anybody else. I can only explain what I'm doing. Like, for example, I could say, looking on the outside, looking at this case, it appears to me, like in my opinion, that Nolan Wells was unalived. I could say that because I'm giving my opinion based on the things that I see in the media. Now, I can't say 100% for certainty if someone did unalive him, who was it? I can't say that because I wasn't there. So, little things like that could turn to big things. So on July 29th, WLOX reported that the family of Bart, who was reportedly on Horn Island on July 4th, retained an attorney, Russ Latino, and announced a plan to pursue legal action against online creators that say falsely accused Bart of being a suspect, contributing to Nolan's death, or participating in a cover up. The family specifically said it intends to hold certain online creators legally responsible. Now, let me just stop right there. It says the family specifically said it intends to hold certain online creators legally responsible. There has been another development this week. Attorneys representing Warren Hudson, Jack Spatalo, and Morgan Seymour added prominent defamation attorney Edward Andrew Paulzik to their legal team. Their attorney have indicated that they are prepared to pursue remedies against people they believe are spreading false allegations about the three men. As of today, which is August 7th, um, I haven't found anything yet as if they filed anything. I heard people say there's a list. Now, just to note, none of the three associates of Nolan has were charged with any crime in Nolan's death. So there's an important distinction between they hired defamation lawyers and are threatening pursuing legal action, and they sued and suing YouTubers. So I can't really say anybody is getting sued right now until an actual complaint is filed. So they can have a list all they want to, but they got to have a filing. I, as of yet, I haven't seen any filings. So is I'm going to give you some examples because can we cover the case without getting sued? Of course, we can discuss the case. We can analyze publicly available evidence, criticize people's statements. We can also criticize people's statements, but the safest approach to keep confirmed facts, allegations, and your opinions clearly separated. Give you an example. Instead of saying Warren Hudson unalive Nolan, say there is currently no criminal charge against Warren Hudson. They're examining the publicly available evidence and questions surrounding what happened to Nolan. Instead of saying Bart helped cover up Nolan's murder, you could say some people online have questioned Bart's actions that day, but his family strongly denies that he participated in Nolan's death or any cover up. And I have not seen law enforcement identify him as a suspect. As of right now, nobody has been identified as a suspect as far as we know. That is subject to change though. There have been questions and allegations surrounding Nolan's phone data. I have not seen any evidence establishing who, if anyone, deleted, altered that information. The difference is, it's extremely important to say all of that. So the biggest danger, how we talk about theories. The biggest danger is stating theories as facts. So defamation generally revolves around a false statement, a fact communicated to others that harms someone's reputation. Calling something my opinion doesn't automatically protect you if the statement underneath it implies undisclosed defamatory facts. So I would avoid, you just avoid any statements such as murderer, killer, they unalived him, they covered it up, they destroyed evidence, they lied to police, the judge protected her son, unless reliable evidence established that what you're saying. So you just gotta. That's just how, for just a rule of thumb. When people are covering it, that's how they have to cover it. But I could still ask legitimate questions like, why doesn't this timeline appear to match? What did the investigators determine about this? Did Nolan get back on the boat? Here's what each side says. There are conflicting accounts. Let's compare them. So remember, I was talking about there are conflicting accounts. You remember when they said that, well, they said he went back with Nolan elected to stay with Katie. Well, that's what they're saying. I wasn't there. I don't know if Nolan said that or not. But also, they said the young lady was like, he didn't stay with me. So I'm like, the stories are conflicting. So I could say that. But again, I have not heard her publicly come out yet. So, but you can still cover, hey, celebrity, but you can still cover what the news is saying. Like, hey, according to name your source, this was stated. What do you guys think about this? That you could say. Now, I also can say, in my opinion, I believe someone did some wrongdoing to Nolan. But I'm not telling you who, because I don't know who. But I have a feeling who. The spirit told me. I didn't say, yeah, such and such did this. Yeah, such and such did this. Because you don't know for certain. Let's say if this decided to go to a criminal case, they have this little saying that you're innocent until proven otherwise, right? Until proven guilty. The same applies across the board for everyone. Regardless if they got caught dead to rights or not, they still have a right to go through the trial. But so different things like that. Um, so you could say things like, let's say if you're getting it from the news or from someone else, according to, let's say, WLOX, according to the family's attorney, according to the friend's attorney, police have not publicly confirmed this, stuff like that. It's also best to keep screenshots or copies of the sources you relied upon. Now, let me just say this: a lot of people are using, like, all right, a lot of people got at me on my video because I shared a video. I said, "Hey guys, take a look at this. I think this is Nolan because his head is shaped the same." I'm like, it has to be him, and it's eerie because he was staring at the camera. People kept inboxing me, asking me for timestamps. I said, "That's not what my video is about. I don't have any timestamps." They said, "Well, when was the picture taken?" I can't say when the picture was taken. They're trying to get me caught up. That's why I don't for these type of cases, it's rare do I respond to comments. It's very rare, especially when I'm on one. Like when I'm locked in on a case, I don't even bother with the comments. I can't because I don't know who you are. And I just want to say this: if you know, I don't know who you are. I don't click on links. I don't do any of that. You can't. I've been doing this for well over 10 years. I've been covering cases for well over 10 years. I know how this works. Now, when you got to be careful when I had shared that video, I said, "Hey guys, check this out." But people had already told me, well, TMZ already shared it. And well, such and such already shared it. I said, "Well, I'm not TMZ. My name is Max, but pleased to meet you though. This is my first time seeing it. So I'm giving my opinion on what I see. And based on what I see, it looks like that was Nolan staring at the camera. In fact, it was him. The head shape is what gave it away." So so I shared it and I said, "Hey man, y'all take a look at this, man. It's kind of eerie because when the camera was panning, he's looking directly at the camera. That was kind of creepy because at that particular point, he didn't have long to live." And so I shared the video. I said, "Tell me what you guys think." Now, let's say if I share someone's video that's making a lot of claims, I'm gonna have to say, the thoughts and opinions of that person don't reflect my thoughts. You just have to say certain things, but you never know. The person might have useful information, but you just still have to cite it like that. Um, it's always good to get more than one source when doing research, when doing research projects, but it's like anything else. YouTubers have to have the same decorum and integrity as the regular reporters. You gotta have the same. But some people, I remember when they were covering the Diddy trial, I said Diddy's gonna sue some people when he get out. He's gonna sue a lot of people. And people were like, "What do you mean he's gonna sue?" I mean, because you're saying stuff that's fact and it's not fact. You don't know him like that. So that's what I mean. But I can say, looking on the outside, this case stinks, and I don't think Nolan drowned. Now, what are the details on how he got unalived? I'm not sure. So that's one thing I can tell you with this stuff. But yes, it does appear that some YouTubers are on the list. Not just YouTubers, TikTokers, everything else are on the list. So yeah, it's a really interesting case here. But I heard that his associates are going to go to the island and conduct their own investigation. But I tell you what, I forget her name on TikTok. This woman is on one. She's been on them since this case broke. So it's going to be interesting as this thing go on, and hopefully the parents can get some type of closure. Because let's say if it was um, this a natural situation, then obviously you get a little bit of closure there, but not really, because I don't think they're going to believe that. Like it was just natural and he just passed out in the water. I don't think so. Let me see what we have. You said your thoughts. Hold on, let me see. Your thoughts on what the Wyoming coach said about the player whereabouts. About player whereabouts. I didn't see that. You said that sound crazy to go do an investigation. I know. Well, I heard the Wyoming coach. I didn't hear that part. Let's see what we got. That sounds crazy to go do an invest. I know. Um, you said not Nancy. I don't believe a word out of her mouth. Talking about Nancy Grace. So yeah. Um, so we'll wait and see how all of this plays out. And it is weird. This is one of those cases I'm never gonna I'm gonna forget. Let me see. What else did I find? That was pretty much it. Let me see. Confirmed. Um oh, I did have something. I don't even know if I should be giving this. This is just like for my own eyes. I even have a cheat sheet on words not to use, phrases not to use as well. Yeah, I had a little like cheat sheet that I use, but No, I'm not gonna share that. I'm not, because this should be self-explanatory on things you shouldn't say. Let me see what it is. They're trying hard to cover. You think so? I'm gonna say, like, I feel like if this case had stayed locally, it would have been a different situation. This thing went nationally. Not only did it win nationally, it went international. You said, so yeah. Um, hopefully we'll find up something sooner or later, you know. But there appears to be a connection with everybody. So that's kind of like interesting. I gotta do more research on that. Wait, what in the world? Okay. Yeah, anyway. So that's what I have, man. That's what's happening. Let me see. Yeah. So we are gonna see. We're gonna see. You said it's like they're all wealthy and connected via the yacht club. Um, Young TikTok. Let me see. Young TikTok has been solid with. You said they're all members of the yacht club. Let me go back to this one. Chanel from Mississippi, and it's a different truth. Yeah, people are coming out from you talking about talking about different things. This one lady, she's from there. She's talking about there was cameras everywhere. So like the route they could have taken, they a camera that would have caught them up. Either a personal camera from someone's house or a dock camera. Like they would have the camera would have picked them up, especially at night. So there could be a lot of stuff that they're investigating, but if this had stayed locally without making huge news, this probably would have been, different. But man, I don't know. As the world turns on this one, we're gonna have to wait and see. Oh, and then they were talking about the audio. Obviously, they're gonna have their own forensic people to come in and then compare notes with what the DA has. Because yeah, that's what I heard. They was gonna like get together and see what each other has, like hurt the family's legal team and the governor. But if I have anything else, man, guys, I'll be back. But I just want to go live quickly to tell you that because I didn't feel like making a dedicated video. There is appear to be a list, but I don't know how true this list is. like for what I'm seeing. I don't is that a really true list? I don't know. Um, I mean, if it is, man, it's you just gotta be careful. Man, crazy case. I'm never gonna forget it. Never gonna forget this one. It has every element that true crime people like. I know you're saying somebody should be locked up by now, but it's just all about the investigation. Oh, if it goes to trial, defense would try to block it, like for us seeing it. Yeah, that's a good yeah, more than likely. You said like a 2020 episode. I know this is crazy. It has everything in it. And every day something's new, something's happening. The guy, or forget what's that? I forget the person parent name. I forget her name. She's thinking about, I don't know, getting representation. It's crazy. Oh, wait a minute, let me go back up here. Let me see. Oh, they keep the audio suppressed. I was listening to a lawyer talk about that. She seemed to think it's not gonna get suppressed. Certain parts of it, yeah, but not all of it. Then the judge would decide on it. Let me see. Yeah, that's it. I'm just looking at everything, all the updates, see if I saw anything new. Nothing yet. Yeah, the grand jury is going to hear everything if they're not hearing it already, because the grand jury is sealed. Nobody's in the room with the grand jury. It's not open to the public, just the prosecutor and the grand jury. That's it. That's the only one that's present. The judge is not even present. So they could be hearing some of it now. I don't know if they're back in session. I'm not sure. You said homegirl says she ripped the audio from YouTube. No, I heard the original audio from when the news put it out. The local news out there put it out. It's- And I didn't even hear it. I didn't even like think it was real at first. And so that's how I heard it. And when I was listening to the Cito audio, I wasn't expecting I had an open mind. So when I was listening to it, I'm man, what is this? Guilty by I don't want to be guilty by association. But anyway, um, I'm out. I will be back if something else change. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. I'll catch you later.